Hey guys, I want to show you this job site. It's a really good example of why each and every job you inspect the pole, you don't get complacent with basic work. And this job, it's about as basic as it gets. This home behind me, it's slated for demolition, not tomorrow, the day after. So they want all the lines cut off. All we have to do is pull the meter. This is all still energized, and drop the service loop. That's 120, 240. So we'll go up to the pole, cut the loop completely down, coil it up. I'll even remove those communication lines. So before starting anything, you don't want to show up to a job like this, put up the ladder, drop the loop with anticipation of going up the pole. You want to visualize the entire job site, and more importantly, you want to first identify any hazards on the job site. So pulling in, first thing I noticed, we do have a main road here. It's fairly busy. It's either 60 or 70. I believe it's a 70-kilometer-an-hour speed limit here, going down to a 50 shortly. There is a blind turn behind those trees coming up. So my first observation was, I can't get my bucket out on the road. It's just not safe without traffic control. But we are linemen. I've got hooks in the truck. This is not an excuse to be lazy. I can certainly climb the pole. It's only dropping a 1/0 service loop. Not a big deal. So further investigating into the job site, or kind of doing my solo tailboard with myself, before climbing the pole, we get a mess of tree branches here. So again, not a big deal. I've got some pretty good blades on hot sticks. I could clear up those branches really easy. The next problem, that tree, it's going right up. It's literally touching the 3-phase up there. So that's the second point of contact. If I'm climbing that pole, I'm on hooks. I'm climbing right up alongside a butt ground while my back and arms and whatever will be brushing against that tree. If there's any voltage leakage in through that tree whatsoever, it's going to use me as a path, a direct path to ground through that pole ground. So that's a no-go. Again, we could do some cutting, but that's enough cutting. You really want a second guy on site, bucket, chainsaw. Still not the end of the world. I could call and get some traffic control, get this job done. As I mentioned, it is a simple task, just dropping that 1/0. A little bit better look at the tree. Like I said, it's you can't climb that pole. It's just simply not safe. So before calling one of the foremen to get a little bit of backup here, I do want to take a look at the top of the pole. And this is the point where I'm basically exercising my right to refuse unsafe work. As we zoom in to the top of the pole, you can probably see it there already now. That crossarm's done. That is split right open. There's nothing really holding that pin in place at this point. So even if I were to get traffic control and get my bucket in there, I would have to basically extend out between the neutral and the telephone on this side of the pole in order to safely drop that service loop. You don't want to cut it off and just let it fly. That's a long span. So it would shake the pole something awful. So my work position would be directly below that 7200 volt phase to ground. It's a 12 kV system. I'd be messing around on that pole, shaking things, cutting some tree branches, rigging up my come-alongs. If that phase were to let go, it's probably not, but it's not a risk I'm willing to take, or anyone should ever be willing to take. So we can't move forward with this job until that hazard has a control in place. And really the only control possible is to replace the crossarm. I could get a rubber glove truck in here to do it hot, where the rest of the crossarm appears to be good, as long as I secure that phase first. But even that I don't think is possible. They would have to clear that tree. That tree would be a second point of contact in their work zone. So we'd have to clear the tree first. It's all around not a good, definitely not a safe situation. So hypothetically, if there was no trees around, and especially once you're in the trade for many years, you get complacent. show up to the job site, I walk up to the pole, put my hooks on. So, you know, I'm going to be a keener. I'm not going to bother them. I'm not going to bother calling for traffic control. I'm going to put my hooks on, go up and release that secondary. And you don't notice that cracked crossarm. That face could come down at any time. Very, very dangerous. So we're going to call the office, see what the plan is. If we do a power interruption, it would be quick. Changing that crossarm wouldn't take long. It would take longer to isolate the area and put our grounds on than it would really to do the work. It is a fairly large scale outage, however. So, not sure what the boss is going to say. We do have a couple days. I called the customer and they said they're not in a huge hurry to get this done. So we do have the opportunity for a couple days planning. If it was urgent to the point where I thought that phase was going to fall today, no issue. Call dispatch, we'll get it dumped the line. I don't think it's quite to that point because I did check the adjacent structures and they're both good. But you definitely do not want to work on that pole. The other consideration is at any time you could have a communications technician show up, put a ladder on that pole, maybe to us and to the customer. It's not an extremely urgent call. However, what if by complete fluke a communications guy shows up this afternoon to climb that pole? So if we don't fix it today, I'm definitely going to identify it as a hazard. I will tag the pole so that nobody else puts themselves in a dangerous situation. I just wanted to show you guys that where it is such a simple job. Yeah, a simple job can oftentimes get very complicated and certainly can get unsafe.